It is incredible that nations have to lock down, governments requesting people to stay indoors, at least for fortnight during this pandemic and during this crisis of unbelievable proportion. Yet people seems to think by going out for fresh air that they will beat the virus. Just remember, the virus finds you as the best habitat to exist and also finds you as the greatest transporter of the modern times. And if you, by staying home, you might just about break the link in transporting this virus around. Also, I never thought people who've been asked to stay at home absolutely doing nothing are so fidgety that they cannot stay in their own home. What does that really say? Have you found yourself that your place of resting, place where you call yourself the home, is a terrible place to stay at? This is absolutely confusing me, who has been traveling constantly without ever having a day to stay at home. And I'm finding myself in circumstances like this, by taking on responsibility for one life, in turn, I'm showing what I can do to prevent a vulnerable life, an innocent life, being affected by a deadly virus like coronavirus. What we all have to do is something very simple we've been asked to do. We've been guided through the information to this day we know of, to follow the practice, follow the guidelines of how we can do our part in contributing to the well-being and the health of everyone around us and a wider world. The governments are not locking you down for the fun of it. They're not locking you and asking you to stay at home for fun, for joke. They don't want to see that we are in a situation of a crisis for it to multiply. Everyone is in a trouble. Why do you want to double it? When we, as an individual, can take on a measure to mitigate the very risk of infecting ourselves and then spreading on to the others, has no benefit for oneself or for wider community and the wider world. It is simple. It can only pass if you take on an inward step and be responsible. And in turn, the virus may not have a chance to find its spread around the human community. It has found the best place for its habitat in the human body, since there isn't much of the wild, there isn't much out there that the virus can thrive. It's thriving in the human body only because, and it's finding more habitats from human to human to human to human. So why don't we do this one thing? simply turn inward, put your psychological drama to a side for the time being at least, and become responsible. Simple. I have been talking about this for many of my videos, but people are so interested in the social dramas, the social psychological dramas. If that is the case, this is a good time to practice the social distancing, since you have always been doing through social virtual reality, social media, social virtual reality. You've always had the distance contact. Why suddenly, when you've been asked to stay at home, you're finding yourself that you are impossible to stay at home, that you want social mingling, social embracing? Yes, it is hard times. We all love the hug. But by letting go of these desires for the time being, we might even distance our virus. By doing so, we might pretty much get rid of it altogether.